Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello there. All right, watch the movie based on true events, Batla House. Okay, this movie is like one of many others from Indian cinema about a terrorist attack and like the aftermath or during the events. So this one basically follows the investigation and primarily what happens after they take down the cell at the Batla house. And they basically get accused of faking the whole scenario. Like they planted evidence, so it's actually really interesting. I feel like it drags a little too much. The film drags. The best part about the entire film, for me, was the last like 30 minutes in the whole courtroom scene. Because like I've mentioned many times before, I like courtroom dramas. And at the very end, I'm like, okay, this is finally got a good pacing. It's finally working, even though it was all in one room at that point. It just seemed to carry a little more weight because they're both saying their own perspectives. Like I said before, and crap, I forgot that movie, where it honestly should have just all been in the courthouse and it all should have been flashbacks. Of course, that probably wouldn't have been entirely accurate to how things played out, but it would have just seemed to flow naturally because it just seems like two completely different films. There was a, intelligence operative section where they're being harassed by the public opinion and they're trying to prove their innocence while the government is trying to disavow all knowledge of everything and trying to just bury everything under the rug and pretending nothing had happened. There is the good officer who's basically trying to do what's right and make sure everything's, well, done by the book. And he's basically destroying himself. I mean, he was shot during the incident and he suffers from PTSD. And this movie actually did the PTSD right because, well, he sought out help. He got treated, and he seemed to be carrying it with him because the people were still at large. He was, for like 2 years, they were investigating him after the fact of the whole situation. So I actually really did like this movie. The only issue is it drags on, and it seems like there's too many films in here. But I don't mind. I've kind of gotten used to that style in Indian cinema. It's kind of a catch where it just seems to switch up in the center or near the end of the film to complete something completely different just to keep you engaged, especially with how long the films are. So I don't mind. I don't mind. It just feels like it's a little too slow in the first 3/4 of the film. Yeah, but I enjoyed it. I always find it kind of gut-wrenching, I guess, that how many films like this are, especially modern like in the 2000s, because it's insane for like, because I'm thinking about it, most war films or suspense films are either fictional that come out of Hollywood or like they're classics. They're Vietnam War, World War II, The Patriot. I mean, films, well, Black Hawk Down, I guess, would be considered the closest thing, but nothing is on our soil, really. So it's a completely different perspective, and honestly, that mindset of just your soil being attacked like that on, well, almost a yearly, daily basis in some cases. It's insane. It's mind-blowing. For me to see this and just how many, but I love the film. I love the character. I didn't really care for his relationship dynamic. That I understood while it was there, but it just normally I love the romantic side of it because it feels like they're there to motivate their spouse. Here it just felt from the beginning that his spouse was an obstacle, that because he valued his duty more than anything else, and she felt like she deserved more. She did deserve more, but at the same time, that didn't work for me. That was another aspect that didn't work for me. Other than that, I enjoyed the movie. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Doodles.